Teddy.
Free Palestine!
Free Palestine!
Free Palestine!
Free Palestine!
Come on everybody louder! Free Palestine!
Free Palestine!
Free Palestine!
Free Palestine!
Thank you, come on everybody, bunch up, make some room for the people that come a bit later, get in close. This is your family, this is your community, this is your time to scream, to feel like you belong, because you are here with those that love you, those that care for you, those that understand that we're all equal. That we're all equal, we are all loved, we are all precious. On this colony that a genocide was committed on 237 years ago, where our Indigenous black brothers and sisters went from 100% of the population to less than 4%, where a genocide is ongoing with stolen generation, kids getting stolen out of their homes today, youth incarceration. Shame on this colony, always was, always will be Aboriginal land. Always was, always will be.
Aboriginal land!
Absolutely. Come on, get closer everyone. We've got a fantastic rally planned for you today. We've got our Sudanese brothers and sisters. Salt of Sudan is going to be here, the voice of Sudan. We're going to be co-emceeing with Hiba, a sister that understands the intersectionality of all of our struggles, understands what it's like to fight for people's rights, understands what it's like for a dispossessed, marginalised people to be othered and to have to fight every day. So welcome to everybody from South Sudan and all of our Sudanese friends and brothers and sisters. A particular honour first up, our dearest brother, our dear brother, Uncle Robbie Thorpe, has been fighting for Indigenous rights, Palestinian rights, his entire life, my entire life. A huge round of applause for Uncle Robbie. Come on up, Uncle Robbie. Always was, always will be.
Where did he go?
He was just here. Brother, you're in? He's coming. Here he is. Uncle Robbie, everybody. Come on.
It's good to see you all again. Well, congratulations on being there every day, every Sunday for the last year and a bit. Supporting every day to give up this fight. Think about if we do give up on the issue of genocide, where do we go to from there? So, what we can't not have, we can't give it up. Emphasise that. Sex, that's it. For mentioning that this colony here is the most disgusting that you can ever imagine. When it comes to the issues of genocide, all my life, basically, it's been fighting this issue. Back in 1972, issues were the same back then. First rally I ever went to was here in support of Palestine. For any Aboriginal on supporting that, because the issues are the same. To the legal occupation and the genocidal policy that apply here. That's what it is, Australia. It's a crime scene, basically. There's my website there. I'll leave these there. But it's when they come today, just mentioned that we've got a case against Mark Dreyfus tomorrow. The Attorney General. And we're saying that Australia's obviously failed to prevent genocide or punish anybody for it. And since 1948, United Nations CPTG, Convention for the Prevention and the Punishment for the crime of genocide, had to stop Australia doing it. They're still taking our kids away, forcibly removing them. it was the worst part of the Genocide Convention. Being forced to be like the invaders, forced to assimilate to what they are. I just want to acknowledge my people for their resistance to that. People have fought back. It's not many of us. You know, we made up a very small percentage of the people on this continent. Like 1% of the population, you know. I just want to take my hat off to the people who always maintain their unceded sovereignty. So we say always was, always will be.
Aboriginal land.
It's always going to be that. For us, the land is our mother. All people on this planet. The land is our mother. So what man or woman in their right mind would rape their own mother? This is crap. Colonialism is a disease, devouring the natural world. Is that what we're all about? So we're leaving this for our kids to deal with, are we? You poison the land, the food, the air, the water. It's not intelligent. Australia's basically a crime scene since the get-go. No consent was ever given, wasn't even sought. Now this is the continent that was last colonised, livable continent. The time they got here, these fascists, these racist pigs, the British, basically been all around the world, rapist, pillaging and plundering. The time they got here, they were very adept in how to deal with the original people. Slaughtered us like dogs. People got no idea of the gravity of crime scene in Australia. So, our court cases, for whatever it's worth, is international courts of justice. They're piss weak. But we're going to make it work, folks. For whatever it's worth, we're going to the International Criminal Court. We're never going to see justice here. The whole system's premised on monumental lies like Terranellus, a legal fiction. This is the whole system's premised. So we're not going to see any justice here for our people. And the proof's there. Look, we're the most jailed people on earth in our own country. That is shameful. A lot of people make careers out of removing our children and jailing us. It's a big industry here. Now what's wrong with this? Get your jackboots off our neck. Stop being complicit with the genocide in Palestine, Australia. Who's supplying them arms and weapons? It's disgusting. Stand up, keep standing up. Don't give up this fight. Don't ever give it up. Because where are we going after if we did do that? There is no place to go. No pride in genocide, Australia. It's been 250 years, unchecked, ongoing, intentional, premeditated, criminal genocide. They say that we weren't human. That's the basis of their occupation. But these backward creeps in the Northern Hemisphere here said that we were uncivilised and it was their job to civilise us, Christianise us. Well, where is it? You haven't seen none of that shit yet anyway. Bullshit. So this is how you got your occupation here. Everyone! We never gave consent to anyone to occupy our land. We're human beings, alright? That's been settled, hasn't it? Right. Well, we want our human rights recognised. Not when you're ready. Now! It's just for one thing, Australia. Do not forget that. Keep that in mind. They're not a proper jurisdiction here. If you ever have to go to their court, ask the question about where they get their jurisdiction from. It's weakened them. Well, they haven't got it. We need to argue it. Not just our people, but everyone. Not save yourself some time. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Mr. Wilby. Another round of applause for him, please. Our next speaker is Mubin. Mubin was born and raised in Melbourne County and undergraduate student at the University of Melbourne with goals for career in medicine. He's dedicated to addressing societal, community and advocacy matters which raise and contribute to his role in health creating South Sudan. He also writes spoken words on the side, and that's what he's here to do today. Give him a round of applause, please.
Thank you. Thank you guys for having me today. I have a short spoken word about my home country, Sudan. Even though I was born here in Melbourne, Australia, the war crimes that are happening back home affect us just as much as those people back home. So sit back and follow me descriptively as I lead you with Sudan's rich culture and history. I come from a land where the Nile flows, where ancient pyramids stand, though few people know. Sudan, my home, with a culture so rich, a place where the Ammur and the Khatus, the uncles and the aunts are always around. Our traditions, our dances, our stories untold, passed down by elders worth more than gold. Our streets were filled with music and laughter, children playing and life moving faster. Our poets, our artists, his words so profound, and in that culture, painting pictures of life where beauty was found. In that culture we were one, standing tall, a community of warmth, of love, and peace for all. We welcome strangers with open arms and open hands. We shared our meals and we shared our lands. I was just thinking to myself the other day, how? Why? Why me? Because I've got over 20 cousins overseas who will kill to see what I see or just be what I be. Now, I'd like to think I'm a logical person, not really into superstition. I understand that everything happens for a reason and every person's got a mission. But yet I still question why me? Because day by day we live in a country where every night I've got a place to stay. And I'm never hungry because KFC and Nando's are just a drive away. But who really cares, right? Because they struggle overseas, they our struggle, right? But then came the war, like a thief in the night. It shouted out peace, dimming the lights. The drum silenced, the kids scared. For a year long, people dying and dying and dying, but no one cared. No one cared. Leaving blurry and hazy visions for the future impaired. But the whole world just watched instead. No one helped and no one cared. Let me be real for a second. They're just like me and you. I said this, they're just like me and you. They also have families, dreams, and aspirations too. Villages burned, families torn apart, yet in our chests is still where we carry our hearts. We are more than the war. We are strength, we are fight. We are the stars in the darkest of nights. Through the chaos and the pain, our spirit will never break. For the Nile still flows, and history will remake. Though as the children of immigrants, we have an obligation to really deepen. For immigration isn't a small change, it's an entire change of nation. I know you heard it, but really realize the dedication. Our families were forced to acclimatized to a changing language, people, and a changing nation. I know you heard it, but really realize the level of dedication. I said our families are forced to acclimatize to a changing language, people, and a changing nation. Throwing away their aspirations and their desires just to light our fires. I'm going to say it once, so listen clearly. And inshallah, by the grace of God, you really hear me. My nation is your nation, and your nation is my nation. And as a people, we don't focus on segregation. Rather, we open up our hearts and focus on collaboration as we build anew what was once torn, Sudanese culture, resilience, reborn. Thank you.
I've heard Mugi speak many times and it never gets old. Our next speaker is Sarah Sunada. She's a humanitarian professional with over 15 years of experience advocating for justice, human rights, and social inclusion, with a focus on crisis-affected regions like Gaza and Sudan, among others. Originally from Sudan and now based in Australia, she works to ensure that vulnerable communities have enough food to live healthy, stable lives while also empowering women and marginalized groups.
The flag's
Sarah co-founded Media for Justice in Sudan and launched the Keep Eyes on Sudan campaign, which you are both seen on media. This hashtag raised global awareness of Sudanese struggle. Being at the rally on Sunday is her way of advocating for Sudan and expressing solidarity with all and fight for dignity, equity, and peace. Please put your hands up to Sarah.
On the lands of the war-enduring people, land that holds history and tradition. And I pay my respects to their elders, past and present. The fight for justice and for the right to live freely on one's land is an experience familiar to Indigenous communities here in Australia and resonates deeply with Black communities worldwide. These are struggles not of the past, but of the present, ongoing and urgent, and I stand here today in solidarity, honoring these histories as I share my own. Before I began writing this speech, I sat down with my husband. I shared my frustrations. I shared how exhausting it feels to repeat the devastating statistics coming out of Sudan each day. To a world that seems indifferent. He looked at me and said, "Don't just talk about numbers. Speak to the core of it. Speak about our humanity." So today, I stand here not just as a humanitarian professional, not just as someone trained to cite numbers and stats to reveal the horrors unfolding in Sudan. Yes, I could tell you about the millions forced to flee, the hundreds of thousands of children suffering, the staggering numbers that represent pain triple the population of Melbourne. But today, I'm here as a Sudanese Australian woman, carrying two burdens, the privilege and peace I live with here, and the pain of knowing what my family and millions of Sudanese families have lost. This isn't just a crisis in some distant place. It's my family's story and the story of every Sudanese Australian you'll meet at this rally today. It's the story of memories erased, homes left behind, and loved ones lost. My cousin who chose to stay home to care for his elderly parents died. My uncle, his father, couldn't access a hospital in time, none were functioning due to the war, and he passed. And my aunt, she died of heartbreak after losing her only son, killed over a simple WhatsApp message. Just words that should never cost a life. Here I can speak freely, tell you these stories openly. I know this safety, this platform is a privilege. And I know my family in Sudan can't imagine this kind of freedom. But what I'm asking today is this. What happens if the world stops caring? If our empathy becomes selective, if we let the world's suffering harden our hearts, what does that make us? Humanitarianism is a reminder of the values that unite us. It's the belief that we share not just the planet, but a duty towards each other. Every life should hold the same worth. Regardless of borders, nationality, or distance, this is the foundation of humanity. To care about others, not because it's easy, but because it's right. But let's face it, this isn't easy. I know it can feel exhausting to hear about every crisis. It's my line of work. No one can carry the weight of all the world's struggles. But that's not what I'm asking. What I'm asking is this. Let's recognize the ways we unconsciously decide who deserves our empathy. Let's question why some lives receive compassion and others are reduced to just another conflict. Think about how we talk about Ukraine or even Gaza sometimes. We know their stories. We hear details. The media, or some media, tells us about families, hopes, losses, and the world responds with empathy, with refuge, with pathways to safety. But when it comes to Sudan, the crisis in Africa, what do we hear? Mostly nothing. But if we do, we get broad terms like instability or unrest or conflict. The language is vague, dehumanizing, creating a distance that makes it easy to turn away. This selective empathy has real consequences. It shapes the world's response. Sudanese lives, African lives, are no less valuable, but they are seen as less. They're seen as less urgent, less worthy of rescue, of action, of compassion. So what can we do? I'm not asking everyone here to care about every crisis equally. That would be impossible. But I am asking you to look for stories beyond the headlines. See the human stories. The family faces behind the statistics. Demand equal dignity in coverage. Whether it's Ukraine, Gaza, Congo, Yemen, Tigray, Lebanon, or Sudan, when we stretch our empathy to include these stories, we make it harder to ignore suffering, and we make a more compassionate world possible. Australia, our government, has shown it can open doors to those in need. 3 weeks ago, visa pathways, although extremely limited, were created for Ukrainians, for our Gaza brothers and sisters. We can do it for Sudanese families too. This isn't about picking who deserves empathy. It's about a fair and balanced empathy. It's about recognizing that we have the capacity to help and the responsibility to act. We don't have to carry the weight of the world to make a difference, but we can choose to let our empathy stretch, to make sure no one's suffering is pushed aside. Let's choose to see every crisis as a human crisis, and every person as deserving of our compassion. Together, let's create a world that refuses to look away, that doesn't let borders decide whose lives are valuable, because if we can stretch our hearts even a little bit, we can build a world that values every life, every voice, and every story. And that, I believe, is the foundation of humanity.
I know Sudanese women have counted the weeks since the genocide in Sudan has started. 82 weeks. 82 weeks since my family has been constantly worried, constantly thinking about when we will be able to go back, when we will be able to go and visit our families, when are we going to see them alive. I've got family members who've lost through the genocide in Sudan has started. I know many friends who've lost their families since the genocide had started. It's heartbreaking. And whenever someone asks me, like, how are you doing? And I know this goes for a lot of, Sudanese, Palestinian, Lebanese people, anyone who's like lost family in a genocide. You don't know what the answer is. Like, I'm doing okay, but I'm constantly thinking about the family and friends I've lost. I'm doing okay, but every single time I wake up and I go on Instagram or Facebook and Twitter, and I just see my people being killed. I see women like me being raped. I see girls, younger, the age of 5, experiencing sexual assault. And I can't breathe. I wake up every day being unable to breathe. I go to uni being unable to breathe. I go to work knowing that when I go on my lunch break, I'm looking at my phone and I'm looking at my people being killed. It's a hard reality. And like Sarah said, the only thing that we ask for is that when people show up, they show up for Sudan as well. It's been 82 weeks and it's too long for time to keep posting, to keep showing up. It's tiring, we're tired, but we have to keep doing it. Because I can't go on with my life knowing that I'm here and my family's barely able to survive. Whether they're in Egypt or in Sudan, they don't know what their next day is going to look like. So I'm going to continue showing up. And I ask you to continue showing up for Palestine and Sudan. South of Sudan saw the banners being protested yesterday, and we've got some banners just over there, right there, Friends of Sudan. So make sure you grab a banner while we're marching. We've also got some badges and some prints for sale just at the Free Palestine Melbourne store. So make sure that you get some. All donations will be going to Sudan through Project Black Sea. Our next speaker is someone who does not need an introduction. Fatima Payment, Senator for Western Australia. Political party Australia's Voice. Raised in Perth's northern suburbs, she now serves as a strong voice for Western Australia and Canberra. As an Australian Muslim with cultural roots from Afghanistan, her father's journey as a refugee and his tireless work ethic inspired Fatima's values of hard work and perseverance. As Australia's youngest politician, Fatima is not afraid to speak her mind through bold and fearless advocacy. Dedicated to holding the government accountable, Fatima's passionately represents the interests of Western Australians, ensuring their voices are heard in corridors of power. With a commitment to transparency, integrity and justice, she is driven by a deep care for Western Australia and an unwavering resolve to make a positive impact. Thank you for Fatima, please.
But in awe of the relentless dedication of the Victorian community, of your community. Let's hear it up for you guys. You have shown the world what it means to stand up for justice. Every week, you gather in the thousands, filling the streets with voices, hearts, and courage. You are proving that solidarity knows no limits, that the fight for human rights is alive, and that it has a powerful, unwavering pulse right here in Victoria. Your commitment, your resilience, this is what gives hope for those suffering, to those whose voices are silenced. You are the lifeline for Gaza, for Lebanon, for Sudan, and for every oppressed person who can't speak for themselves. You are the voice that rings out over bullets and bombs, saying, "We see you, we will not look away." Let us be clear, what's happening in Palestine is not a conflict, it's genocide. And we will not let our leaders turn a blind eye. Australia, this Labor government, which once promised principles, once claimed to be champions of justice, cannot claim to uphold human rights while supporting regimes that bulldoze homes, imprison journalists, annihilate aid workers, and snuff out the dreams of children. Today, we continue to call on this complicit Labor government to take a stand against the illegal Israeli occupation, for sanctions, for divestment, for recognition of a Palestinian state. It's time to act, not with hollow words, but with real principled decisions. How many more empty statements will this government put out until they realise it's not enough? They play with the semantics of their media statements and act like they've achieved something. It took them 12 months. 12 months to condemn the Israeli government. What is the magic number that they're waiting for? Because 45,000 or 50,000 Palestinians killed is an underestimation. That does not include the bodies that have not been identified or the bodies that have never been found. It does not account for people still stuck under the rubble. It does not account for people dying from malnutrition and disease. The correct figure sounds more like 186,000 brutally massacred. Just imagine the reality of this nightmare. Parents in Gaza do not drop their kids to school. They drop them in mass graves. Boys and girls are digging through the rubble of their homes to look for mum and dad. Men, women and children are herded into so-called safe zones, but are bombed into oblivion, lambs to the slaughter. Has the Prime Minister not seen the footage live streamed around the world, or does he not care? This is not a distant tragedy. Every act of complicity, every silence, every handshake with regimes responsible for this oppression is a stain on our nation's conscience. We cannot and we will not accept a world where our so-called leaders are content to offer lip service while they stand as witnesses to these crimes. This complicity is a betrayal not only of the Palestinian people or of the Lebanese people or of the Sudanese people, but of our humanity. Look at the impact that you're having. Every protest, every rally, every chant in the streets is a beacon for those who believe in justice. History will remember this community for its courage, for choosing the harder path, for saying enough when everyone else decided to stay silent. To all of you who have organized, who have marched and raised your voices, you are on the right side of history. Today, let us stand in unity with courage and with unshakable resolve for the lives that have been mercilessly taken from us, for the voices silenced, and for every dream shattered by violence, oppression, and occupation. We will not be silenced. We will not look away. We will not stop until there is justice, until there is freedom for Palestine, for Lebanon, and for Sudan.
Round of applause for Pastor Kramer! For a politician that chose principle over party. For a politician that chose integrity over money and influence and power. Thank you so very much, Fatma. Another big round of applause. My friends, I want to remind you, as we're joined by our Sudanese brothers and sisters, that this is a movement of love, a movement of equality, where everyone is equal and everyone is precious. Our Jewish siblings, our Jewish brothers and sisters that are here, thank you. Every other person, wherever you might be, from Ukraine, Colombia, from Ireland, wherever you might be, thank you all so very much. And our fight is your fight. No one is free until we are all free. From Sudan to Congo, Haiti to Aotearoa, West Papua, to this colony, we are all on this fight together. Our heroes in Palestine, in Lebanon, in Syria, we salute you, you uplift us. In a world where you can choose to be anything, be a Fatma Payman, be a Marine Farouki, do not choose to be a Duckett or an Elbow. Change. Now I want you to know, it might be easy to think that we haven't done anything, that we haven't achieved anything. Don't think that. Don't think that. Our movement has grown. It will never be silenced. Everyone on earth knows that Israel stinks. Everyone on earth. Nobody wants to be friends with that sick, racist society. We have not been silenced. We have grown. The language has changed. Accountability is being had. Understanding from our children to our adults has changed. Genocide, Joe was dumped. He was dumped because the stain of genocide meant he could not run as president. Killer Kamala lost because she chose genocide over humanity. We will never, ever be silent again. Palestine will not go in the box. Palestine will be free because of each and every one of you. And with that liberation, so too will the world be free. Palestine will liberate us all. And as my sister Hibbert just said, keep showing up. Keep showing up, keep showing up, keep showing up where you keffiyeh, where you pin, where you lanyard. Be loud, be proud for Palestine, my friends. Be loud, be proud. Next up, it's my distinct honor to introduce you to a dear friend, fresh from her magnificent victory. Her magnificent victory. Well, may they say that Pauline is not a racist. But the High Court found that she was a strong racist. Strong form of racism was the word, my friends. Dr. Marine Farouki is the Deputy Leader of the Australian Greens and a Senator for New South Wales. She became the first Muslim woman to sit in any Australian Parliament when she joined the New South Wales Parliament in 2013. In 2018, she took her proudly feminist and anti-racist approach to Canberra when she joined the Federal Senate. Marine has been an unflinching voice on social, climate and racial justice. She's been the strongest voice for Palestine in the Federal Parliament and has continually called for an end to the occupation, an end to apartheid, and despite the constant attacks from media and major parties, she's been unwavering. Marine and the Greens have been continuously calling for a permanent and lasting ceasefire, an end to two-way arms trade with Israel, sanctions for Netanyahu, that entire fascist cabinet, the expulsion of the Israeli ambassador, and an end to occupation, apartheid and genocide. A big round of applause for Dr. Marine Farouki.
Assalamu alaikum, Naam. I I start by acknowledging the sovereign owners of the lands we gathered on, the Wurundjeri, Waiwurrung people, and pay my respects to elders past and present. Always was, always will be Aboriginal land. You are here today. You have been here for the last 13 months because you care, because you have courage, because you give a damn, and because you have humanity. So from the bottom of my heart, thank you, and it is such an honor to be here with you. Thank you for shining a light on the horrific situation in Sudan, which has left thousands dead and millions displaced. Shame. Absolute shame. We know that women and girls in Sudan are facing a crisis of gendered violence. And nowhere is safe. But still, the world is ignoring this brutal conflict. Even when Sudanese people and human rights organizations have been raising the alarm on this catastrophe for more than a year. No one can say they didn't know. And our solidarity is with the Sudanese and those resisting this violence and fighting for peace. For more than a year now, we have watched Israel's genocide on Gaza being live streamed on our phones. We have seen Palestinians being burned alive in hospitals with IV drips in their arms. We have seen whole families crushed under rubble. We have seen children being obliterated and millions being starved. And no one can say they didn't know. Yet, for more than a year, the Labour government has ignored us, they have gaslighted us, they have tried to fool us with their weasel words while giving the apartheid state of Israel full impunity. You know what? They are not offended by Israel's genocide in Gaza. They are not enraged by the brutal killing of tens of thousands of Palestinians and thousands of Lebanese people. But you try and hold them to account for being complicit in a genocide, and you will encounter their full fury. That's when they get angry, when they are held to account. And I know, because I have been calling out Labour for more than a year now. When you hold them to account, when you tell the truth, they accuse you of lying, and they label the truth an offensive tirade. That's what happened to me last week. Right. When anyone called truth-telling an offensive tirade. Right. Exactly. Shame on them for treating us like mugs. Shame on them for supporting a genocide. Right. And today we resolve again that we will not be silenced. I will not be silenced. We must make it crystal clear to both Labour and the Liberals that supporting a genocide, not acting to stop violence, not ending the arms trade, is not just bad humanity, it is very bad politics as well. Communities that they denigrate and dehumanize will hold them to account. We all will hold them to account. out in the US, if I'm really honest, did not come as a surprise to me. This is exactly what happens when the far right are allowed to fester, and when timid centrism fails to deliver anything for everyday people. Exactly what happens. Trump used the age-old playbook of the far right. He used the fear of the other to pitch false solutions to communities who were suffering. They were suffering. And the so-called progressives ignored these communities. They took them for granted. They lacked the ambition to challenge a system that has kept people in poverty. And they lacked the integrity and humanity to stop fueling the genocide of Palestinians. And they saw the results. Without doubt, this will embolden the far right in this country as well. The coalition, with Dutton at its helm, are already ramping up their divisive fear campaigns against refugees and migrants. And they see the cracks in a weak and mediocre Labour government. So the job for us, the job for all of us, is to push back on Dutton's politics of division. It's a big job for us. But we will not be taken for a ride by Albanese either. We are going to smash the two-party status quo. Smash the two-party status quo. Because the days of placating us with hopeful slogans and words of concern while doing absolutely nothing are over. Those days are over. The days of doing nothing to change the colonial systems that are hurting so many around the world are over. Those days are over. But change, my friends, doesn't come easy. It never has. We are up against the far right. We are up against the biased, complicit media establishment. And we are up against the two parties who are desperate to hold on to power, which they can see slipping away through their hands, and for good reason. But we also know, when we push boundaries, when we agitate, when we mobilize, when we organize, we win. The last week's federal court decision, last week's landmark federal court decision that found that Pauline Hanson racially vilified me when she told me to piss off back to Pakistan. The first time that she has been held responsible and accountable in decades. It is a win against racism, and it is a win for every single person of color in this country, and that's why I did it. The judgment is an affirmation that migrants and people of color don't have to be grateful. We don't have to stay quiet. And I will be louder and more defiant than ever before. Because when we fight, we win. But if we want change, if you want change, you have to vote for it. If we want change, we need to roll up our sleeves. And we need to do the hard work. And let's do that hard work with hope that things can change, because they will. and Palestine will be free, inshallah. Thank you so much.
Free, free Palestine! 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 Free, free Palestine!
Free, free Sudan!
Free, free Sudan!
Okay, our next speaker is Layla. She has a few words that she wants to say, so.
Is it fair for all of those kids like me in Palestine and Sudan suffering when they did nothing wrong? From the river to the sea.
Palestine will be free!
From the river to the sea.
Palestine will be free!
Free, free, free Sudan!
Free, free, free Sudan!
Thank you.
Thank you, Layla. I've got a few more chants that I want to hear throughout the day today as well. I'm going to say them, listen, and then we're going to repeat them together, okay? The first one, from Gaza to Darfur, genocide no more. 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 The next one is, there is only one solution, People's Thawra Revolution. Thawra means revolution. There is only one solution, People's Thawra 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 Revolution. Few more things. Someone has lost their phone. So if you can come to the front and collect it, that would be great. Otherwise, I'm going to take it with me. The other thing, marshals? Yeah, so we need marshals. So if you're here, you can volunteer. Please come find the matters and yeah, get started.
Big round of applause for him, everybody! And another huge round of applause for our senators from Marine and Bachma. Both face incredible pressure in that parliament. So thank you very much, senators. I know you're very busy and heading off. My friends, if you've got a Palestinian flag at home, make sure you bring it next week when you need more flags. Bring a flag from your country, you're from Bosnia or Ireland or wherever you're from Lebanon. Come out every Sunday, please. We need to keep coming out. If you're free tomorrow morning at 9 a.m, the federal court, 305 William Street, join Uncle Robbie to hold Australia account. On Friday, with a community picket, 5:30 a.m. in Thomastown, 202 Holt Parade. Let's disrupt business, Electromol, that is heavily complicit in the weapons manufacturing and Australia's complicity. We only just found out the Colombians banned coal exports to Israel. So, but as good as that was, Australia sent coal. Coal from this colony just ended up in Israel yesterday. So we need direct action like this. Get along to the community picket, 202 Holt Parade in Thomastown, Electromol Thomastown. Donations this week. Free Palestine Melbourne will be giving half of their money collected to South Sudan. So dig deep, support them. These rallies don't come at no cost. The fines that our renegade crew, our amazing renegade crew have been collecting, FPM has been paying for that, they've been supporting so many other people within the organisation. So dig deep, 50% going to South Sudan. My friends, we're heading off now. Be loud and proud. Don't be shy, make the whole of Melbourne hear you. Free, free! Free, free! From the river to the sea!
Palestine will be free!
From the sea to the river!
Palestine will live forever!
Start marching, everyone! Flag!
the people. We won't be silent. Stop the bombing now, 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 now. We are the people. We won't be silent. Stop the bombing now, 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 now. We are the people. We won't be silent. Stop the bombing now, 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 now.
Let's go to Plymouth Street, everybody. Let's occupy that space. Come on, everybody. Free Palestine.
Free Palestine.
Free Palestine.
Free Palestine.
From the river to the sea.
Palestine will be free.
From the sea to the river.
Palestine will live forever.
Free Palestine.
Free Palestine.
Free Palestine.
Free Palestine.
Come on, everybody. We see you down at Flinders Street. Be loud.
volunteer to carry the watermelon, that would be really awesome. Thank you. Free Palestine!
Right, fella.
Occupation is a crime.
Occupation is a crime.
From Sudan to Palestine.
From Sudan to Palestine.
Occupation is a crime.
Occupation is a crime.
Occupation is a crime.
Occupation is a crime.
Free the people, free the land.
Free the people, free the land.
Free demand and free Sudan. Free the people, free the land.
Free the people, free the land.
We demand a free Sudan. We demand a free Sudan. We demand a free Sudan.
Free
tomorrow morning. Oh, okay, yeah. Okay. Palestine!
Justice in Palestine!
Free Sudan! Free Sudan! Come on, keep on coming, everyone. Keep on moving in. We need everybody around here nice and close. Thank you so very much for coming out. Give a big round of applause to each other. Be huge, be monumentous. Well done, everyone. Let's do a couple of chants for Sudan. Shame, shame, Egypt, shame.
Shame, shame, Egypt, shame.
Sudani blood in your name.
Sudani blood in your name.
Shame, shame, Egypt, shame.
Shame, shame, Egypt, shame.
War extortion is your game.
War extortion is your game.
Shame, shame, Egypt, shame.
Shame, shame, Egypt, shame.
Sudani blood in your name.
Sudani blood in your name.
Shame, shame, Egypt, shame.
Shame, shame, Egypt, shame.
War extortion is your game.
War extortion is your game.
Well done, everybody. A reminder that we are a movement of peace, of love, of inclusion. If there's any hate, you don't belong here. You belong in Donald Trump's United States, a country that has manifested white supremacism now. As we heard from Marine Faruqi before, when the left is not left, it creates space for the right to sow division, to sow hate. And what works is the fear of the other. Well, we are not others, we belong. We belong because our black brothers and sisters welcome us at every rally. They acknowledge us at every rally. They tell us we belong. We belong, not Pauline Hanson. So understand that our fight is a fight for liberation for all. Together we are greater and stronger. My friends, I'm going to hand the microphone over to my sister Hiba, who's going to introduce our next speaker, another Sudani brother. Over to you, Hiba. Big round of applause for Hiba!
The next speaker is Muhammad, a graduate student who's been advocating and organizing on campus on anti-racism, and is an organizer for Union Mouth and Palestine, Southern Sudan. He's also a brother of mine. So put your hands up for him.
Free Sudan!
Free Sudan!
Free Sudan!
Free Sudan!
Hi everyone. It has been 575 days since the war in Sudan started. And for 575 days, we have watched our country being destroyed, our families killed, our Sudan torn apart in a genocidal grasp for power, while the international community either watched in silence or lines their pocket with the spoils of fueling the fire. Shame! You may have recently seen Sudan finally getting some attention online in light of recent massacres. But these are only two in the hundreds that we have suffered through for the last year and a half. There has been an ongoing genocide in Darfur, orchestrated by the former dictator Omar al-Bashir. And in Fashir in Darfur's north, there has been a non-stop siege since the beginning of the war. Incarceration of entire villages, bombings and massacres. From Al Jazeera last week, we have seen footage of militia executing hundreds of men. Mass graves being dug, and a situation so desperate that over 150 women took their own lives to escape the sexual violence that the militia will inflict. Shame! But these are only two. More than 150,000 of our people have been killed, and even this is an underestimate. The counter-revolutionary war of the army and militia cannot be stopped as long as other countries fund and remain complicit in their actions. We have watched as the general of the army gallivanted around the world, welcomed with open arms as he tried to cement himself as the supposed leader of our country. But we will never forget that his murderous greed and his refusal to hand power back to the Sudanese people is the reason the People's Revolution was never fulfilled. Burhan, you will never be our leader! Never! They bombed schools in Darfur and Khartoum, They cowardly flee civilian towns, condemning the people to the whims of the militia. And yet, just 2 weeks ago, they celebrated as they gave pardons to the militia commanders without any consequences. Where's our justice? Where is it? Shame. If it's not the bullets and violence that is murdering the people of Sudan, it is the starvation. It is the lack of clean water. It is the disease that is slowly killing the people of Sudan. I need everyone to understand the scale of this catastrophe, to actually contextualize the number of people being impacted. 12 million people have been displaced and forced out of their homes. That is more than the population of Melbourne and Sydney combined. More than 25 people are on what the UN describes as the brink of famine. And there are stories of people eating grass and soil to survive. The amount of people on the brink of starvation is almost the population of the entire country of Australia. So it falls on the people of Sudan and the international community to advocate for Sudan. Resistance committees and emergency relief centers are set up by the locals, have been providing critical aid and actually helping the people on the ground. It was these same resistance committees that organized the People's Revolution in 2018, that overthrew the dictatorship. And so we know that these groups today will be the lifeline and blood of Sudan. From what we ask of everyone else is simply to not be silent and complicit in our suffering. Black lives are not expendable. We need everyone to mobilize, to pressure, to boycott. We need everyone to talk about Sudan. Sudan is called forgotten, but it is not. It is rather being ignored. My people, we don't want war. We just want peace. We want justice. We just want to live. We want to return to our homes. Our revolution will never die. We will rebuild, and Sudan will be ours again. Free the people, free the land. Free the people, free the land. We demand a free Sudan. We demand a free Sudan. Free the people, free the land. Free the people, free the land. We demand a free Sudan. We demand a free Sudan. Thank you, everyone.
From Gaza to Darfur, genocide no more. From Gaza to Darfur, genocide louder. From Gaza to Darfur, genocide no more. 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 Thank you, Muhammad. As Mohammed has said, we need you to continue showing up for Sudan. We need you to keep talking about it. Like, it doesn't just end today. Follow Sota Sudan on Instagram. We keep having actions. We have fundraisers ongoing to help displaced Sudanese people in Egypt, as well as through helping Project Black Seed raise funds to help out in Sudan. So make sure that you follow us on Instagram and that you contribute. We need more than just Sudanese people speaking up about Sudan, because it's exhausting. We need more people helping volunteer. We need more people leading actions, because we're tired. We're tired from worrying about our families. We're tired from spending, the week trying to live an everyday normal life, and then just going back to the reality that our people are being killed, that women are being raped, that men are being mass killed, mass graves. I can't comprehend that. So we need you to keep showing up. After today, you can keep speaking to your family and friends, keep talking about Sudan. Many people today will say, well, it's just like Sudanese people fighting against each other. What can we do? But this is a funded genocide. The UAE is responsible for this genocide. Egypt is responsible for this genocide. Saudi Arabia is responsible for this genocide. Israel is responsible for this genocide. Don't think that, Palestine and Sudan are not interlinked. Our struggle is one. So keep speaking up. Keep showing up. Our next speaker is Tiffany Samak. She's a Palestinian organizer and assistant lecturer at Monash University. She's a member of Free Palestine Coalition NAM and with Unionists for Palestine. Put your hands up for Tiffany.
Hands off Sudan!
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 Assalamu alaikum everyone. Nice to see you all. Nice to see such strong numbers for this joint rally between Southern Sudan and Palestine. I want to start by acknowledging the traditional owners of the land, the Wurundjeri people, and pay my respects to elders past, present, emerging. Always was, always will be.
Aboriginal land!
Always was,
Always will be!
Aboriginal land. Always was, always will be.
Aboriginal land!
Before we can talk about genocide elsewhere, it's important to always premise what we're discussing on the genocide being committed here in real time towards the Aboriginal people, towards the indigenous people of this land. The genocide that is being committed here can be seen through deaths in custody, can be seen through child incarceration, where government after government is refusing to close the prisons that ensure that indigenous youth are subjugated, and the genocide here continues. You see that in the healthcare, in the deprivation of schooling. These are policies designed to keep indigenous people out of power, to keep them at the bottom. These are policies that are designed to entrench white supremacy and benefit the ruling class in this country. And so when we're talking about genocide here and wanting change, that is, we need to make those connections. That is where we begin, for us to understand why it is that the Australian government will fuel and will fund genocide elsewhere. The Australian government is complicit both in the genocide of the Palestinian people as well as the people of Sudan. And we don't talk enough about that. Many of us have learned about the complicity with the Israeli state and the Israeli government. But the Australian government, each time it affords one weapons contract after the other, this fuels genocide also in Sudan and in the Congo and elsewhere. That is because this money doesn't go to one state. It goes to corporations that are international, that are operating on a global scale. The Australian government recently awarded $7 billion to Raytheon, which is a US arms company. For us to be able to fight this, we need to move past speaking about each issue as though it's happening in isolation, because that is not what our enemy does. Our enemies have shared interests and shared plans for the region, and that is why the UAE also, we can speak about the same entity, the UAE, being complicit in multiple war crimes and multiple atrocities. And similarly to Egypt, while Egypt keeps Gaza in a siege, Egypt is also subjugating the people of Sudan. It's time for us to fight together. It's time for us to align our forces. Who are our forces? Who's on our side? What does resistance look like for us? The Sudanese resistance, the Sudanese revolutionaries, the Palestinian revolutionaries, the revolutionaries of this country, the revolutionaries that are in Turtle Island, so-called America, colonized America. They are fighting also. And we see Trumpism win the election. Trumpism got to power because we are not doing the right thing. Somebody like Trump, he won democratically. And that is because democracy cannot flourish when it is in partnership with capitalism and with colonialism.
people say they are pro-democracy and they support a democratic solution to all these issues that we are rallying for. However, how can we actually achieve that? The Sudanese revolution shows us very clearly that even though there is a desire for revolution, it is the global powers that interfere and that subjugate and that ensure that there is no such outcome for the people. And we saw that in Egypt also. The reason why Sisi is able to be so complicit with the UAE, with Israel, with the United States was because the Egyptian revolution was also defeated. We cannot afford this kind of outcome for the region and for the global south and for people to be constantly beaten to the bottom. Where is the future? The future is in shared struggle, international struggle, joining hands, resistance around the world, together, united, and that is what we chant. We say the people united will never be defeated. The people united will never be defeated.
The people united will never be defeated.
The people united will never be defeated. Our peoples, we have the masses, we are the majority of the world. The global south is the majority. And I just want to point you before I end to the flag behind me. The Sudanese flag looks very much like the Palestinian flag. That's not by accident. There was a time in the region, a time of anti-colonialism. However, that project did not reach its final end. It's not succeeded yet. Decolonization is now, liberation is now, independence is now. We have to take it there. So all revolutionaries around the world, keep the torch up. Keep fighting. One day we will win. I believe that we will win. I believe that we will win.
I believe that we will win.
I believe that we will win. I believe that we will win. Big round of applause for Justine, everyone. All right, my friends, we're wrapping up now, but I want you to remember, I spoke about it before. If you're feeling low and you think we haven't done anything, you're wrong. We have accomplished much, not between us individually. Let her through. It's okay, come through. We have accomplished much all over the world, not just here on this continent, but all over the world. An awakening. We have closed city streets, we've closed businesses, we've held people to account. Politicians have been held to account. It's on each and every one of you to do more. Turn up tomorrow to Uncle Robbie's case. On Friday to the electoral action. Speak up, speak loud for Palestine. Come on, everyone. Free Palestine.
Free Palestine.
Tell them.
So everybody remember to keep the strength, keep the faith, keep fighting, and understand that we're a movement of a collective of love together. When the media talks about anti-Semitism in Amsterdam, when they talk about anti-Semitism in Amsterdam, and don't talk about the Israeli thugs, the IDF on holiday, tearing down Palestinian flags, beating Moroccan taxi drivers, beating a taxi. Shame on them, hold them to account. We know exactly what happened. 15,000 Jews call Amsterdam home without a problem. It was these Israeli thugs. The problem is not Judaism, the problem is Zionism. The problem is Zionism. Shame on any supporter of Zionism, and shame on anyone that supports that criminal, fascist, racist state. States like Israel do not have the right to exist.
That's right.
They do not. People have rights. Humans have rights. And when states take genocide, when states commit apartheid, they particularly do not have a right. So boycott, divest, sanction apartheid, genocide Israel. From the river to the sea.
Palestine will be free.
Come on, everybody, back to the State Library. From the river to the sea.
Palestine will be free.
Make it open to you. From the river to the sea.
Palestine will be free.
One.
People.
Two.
We won't be silent.
Three.
Stop the bombing now, 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 now.
One.
We are the people.
Two.
We won't be silent.
Three.
Stop the bombing now, 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 now.
Shame, shame, Egypt, shame.
Shame, shame, Egypt, shame.
Daddy blood in your name.
Daddy's blood in your name.
Shame, shame, Egypt, shame.
Shame, shame, Egypt, shame.
War extortion is your game.
War extortion is your
Come on,
game.
everybody up to the street. Let's go. That's Swansea Street, sorry. Well done, everybody from South Sudan, in particular to him. A big round of applause for him. Well done, Hiba.
Love you, Hiba! Love you, Hiba!
Love you, Hiba.
Thanks everyone for viewing. See you all again next week.